I'm going to start with the Labour Party. Very right-wing, isn't he, this Starmer bloke?
I think you've picked out bits. What he's done is he talks about reforming the NHS in the same way as he talks about taking back control. It's taking Tory language and saying, well, I'm going to do with it. The real reforms, actually, are about community health, about primary health. I mean, about early diagnostics. That's what we have to do with the NHS if it's going to survive. Of course, we've got to use the private sector to stop the blocks. I mean, I had an NHS operation in the Harley Street Clinic last January, right? Because it was really simple and it was really urgent.
But the reform agenda, in the past, we've seen party political broadcast by the Labour Party. We were the ones that set up the National Health Service. Stick with us. We'll make sure that it continues. The very fact that he has taken the reform argument away from the Conservatives is, I think, a significant shift.
But it's not about left-right. I mean, what he's...
I agree.
I
agree.
What he's saying is the left view of the NHS is actually let's make it work. And how we're going to make it work is actually putting far more effort into community hubs, which actually Blair began with polyclinics, right? And then abandoned. And actually what we need is a lot fewer people going into hospital because they've been diagnosed early and it's been done.
Yeah, I mean, right or wrong, and this refer yourself to a specialist. And we can argue about detail, but with the stance they've taken on Iran overnight, with the fact that he made it very clear he didn't think 16-year-olds should be able to change gender.
No, I just don't understand. I mean, the difference between Starmer and Sunak is enormous, right? I mean...
Well, please tell me how, where?
Well, OK, so Keir Starmer believes that we should stop having non-doms, right? And we should use the money somewhere else. Keir Starmer...
Doesn't mean he'll do it.
He certainly will do it. He's talked about it enough. Keir Starmer believes that we should stop having a tax break on private schools.
Right. There's two minor tax issues that affect almost nobody.
No, just a minute. You asked me for examples.
If I'm out there, I'm Joe Soap, out there in the street, and I'm looking, because I don't spend my whole life studying politics, I'm looking at the big pitch. He's outflanking the Tories, isn't he?
But he's still absolutely of the left. I mean, they absolutely disagree on the basics, and the basics is. I mean, talk about
high tax, big state. I mean, they're in agreement.